What's up guys, Nathan here, and today I want to talk about the 3 hands that you absolutely have to stop going all in with because it's likely costing you boatloads of money at the poker table. Let's jump into it. So hand number 1 is my all-time nemesis, maybe for you too, Ace Queen. This hand is deceptively strong. It looks great, but there's a big problem is that likely if you go all in with this hand, especially pre-flop, you're going to be dominated by some hands that have you in really bad shape, such as pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens, pocket jacks, or ace king. What you guys need to understand, especially in small stakes games, which is probably what 90+% of you guys who are watching this video, the stakes that you play at, is that most people at these limits are really only going to commit all of their chips before the flop with these hands that I just listed: aces, kings, queens, jacks, and ace king. And the problem with ace queen is that it has absolutely terrible equity against all of those hands. Let's go right into the numbers. Versus pocket aces with ace queen pre-flop, you're utterly screwed beyond belief. You've got 6% equity. By the way, when I say equity, I'm just talking about your percentage chance to win the pot. If you run pocket aces and ace queen up against each other pre-flop, ace queen is only going to win around 6% of the time. Versus pocket kings, you're going to win around 28% of the time, a little over 1 in 4. Pocket queens, whoa, we're almost getting to 1 in 3, guys. 30% of the time you'll win. Pocket jacks, you've actually got something approaching a coin flip because you have 2 live overcards with your ace queen, but you are still a statistical underdog at 43%. And versus ace king, you are definitely screwed because you are dominated beyond belief by a higher kicker, and therefore you only have 24% chance to win the pot. Guys, these are the cold hard numbers. Read them and weep. This is not a pretty picture, and this is literally my evidence right here of why you need to stop going all in before the flop with ace queen. It's often going to be a better idea for you to just call instead, or perhaps fold if the other player shoves all in, because you're often going to be up against a much stronger hand, and as you can see, you're not in very good shape. Let's talk about hand number 2, which is pocket tens. Pocket tens is another one of these hands that is deceptively strong. But if you remembered in the range that I just gave you before, where I said most players in small stakes games are only willing to go all in pre-flop with aces on down to pocket jacks in terms of pocket pairs and ace king. There's no pocket nines in there, no pocket eights, no pocket sevens, aka hands that pocket tens would be dominating. So basically, it's one of those situations where when you go all in pre-flop with pocket tens against any kind of normal, sane opponent that's not, drunk or some sort of maniac or something like that, you're probably going to be up against a better hand. And that's why pocket tens is actually a great hand to just see a flop. It is a terrible hand, though, often to go all in pre-flop with. We've already kind of discussed why, because again, you'll be dominated. They're going to have aces, kings, queens, jacks, or ace king. Let's talk about your equity once again. Versus aces and pocket kings, you have literally 19% chance to win, not even 1 in 5. Versus queens and jacks, it gets even slightly worse. I believe it's because those hands block one of your straight outs, but you're down to 18% versus those hands. And actually versus ace king, you are 57% to win. It's important to note in poker that the pocket pair, which we have in this case pocket tens, is almost always a favorite versus 2 overcards. And now, to be fair, there are always going to be far more combinations of a hand like ace king than there are of pocket pairs. So pocket tens actually is a little bit better of a hand if you're going to go all in pre-flop. I would rather have this hand than ace queen for sure. But still, guys, I think you see the numbers in front of you here. You're basically praying that they have ace king, because if they don't have ace king, you are screwed. So please, guys, do not go all in pre-flop with this hand. It's almost always going to be a bad situation for yourself. Best thing to do is just to call, go see a flop, and go hit your 10 on that flop. All right, let's go see hand number 3. And number 3 is everybody's favorite nemesis trap hand in poker, which is king, queen. And yes, even if it's suited, it still sucks, guys. Once again, this is a great hand to see a flop with. I don't want to put down the value of this hand. Obviously, it is, I think, just in the top 10 of all hands in poker. Like, it's a good hand. Like, it's king, queen, right? But it is a bad hand to go all in pre-flop with. Let's talk about why. You can't even beat any ace with this hand. Any ace X hand, ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5, they all have you beat, guys. Even if they have ace 3 offsuit, you are 42% chance to win versus that hand all in pre-flop. This is bad. This is really bad. I don't even think I need to explain why. 42% sucks. But versus any real hand, guys, the story gets even worse. Versus ace king, which has you completely dominated, you have 25% equity. Versus ace queen, you also have 25% equity. Versus pocket queens, which also has you dominated, you have 31%. And versus pocket jacks, you have 43%. Once again, as I talked about before, usually the two overcards are the underdog versus a pocket pair. A lot of people get that mixed up and they think that it's a pure coin flip, king, queen versus pocket jacks. It is not. Pocket jacks are 57% to win and you're 43% to win, and that is a significant amount. This is not like 51-49 or 52-48. This is 57-43. That does matter. That will add up over the long run. So guys, these are the 3 biggest hands that I see a lot of beginners going all in pre-flop and winding up losing a lot of money with. Now, I do need to make a couple massive disclaimers here before I get a barrage of angry comments. Actually, some people have probably already stopped watching the video, so I'm gonna get those comments anyways. But if you are playing in a tournament and you have 10 big blinds or less, basically all of the hands on this list, yes, you absolutely have to go all in pre-flop with these hands in a tournament situation like that on an extremely short stack. So I want to be clear, I probably should have pointed that off the top actually, that in this video I'm talking about deep stack situations, typically at least 80 big blinds, 100 big blinds, which is typically the normal amount. The standard buy-in amount in most cash games online or live, and most tournaments do start relatively deep stacked as well, 80 big blinds, 100 big blinds, sometimes even more if you're playing a deep stack tournament. So I just want to make that abundantly clear that if you're some sort of short stack specialist in a cash game and you're on, 30 big blinds or less, or you're just playing a tournament and you have, 10 big blinds, 20 big blinds, 30 big blinds, these hands are almost always going to be all in pre-flop, and that is the standard play in those situations because the situation is a lot different in a spot like that. Basically, people are not going to be just on that range that we talked about of aces, kings, queens, jacks, and ace king. They are also on a short stack in the tournament, and therefore they are going to be likely to go all in with a lot of other hands as well that you have good equity with, such as pocket sixes, pocket sevens, ace jack, ace 10, stuff like that. So guys, anyways, if you watched to the end, thank you so much, and let me know in the comments below which hands you have trouble with going all in pre-flop. Do you agree or disagree with the hands on this list? And also, if you guys want to see more poker videos like this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel here, and also shove all in on that like button below if you found this video helpful. Lastly, I'll leave a copy of my free poker cheat sheet. That'll be the top link in the description below, and that will give you my entire strategy to start smashing the small and mid-stakes poker games. That's all I got for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching once again. I will catch you in the next one. I'll leave another video I made recently right here as well. This has been Nathan Williams with BlackRain79.com.